From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The Trump administration plans to eliminate habitat protections for endangered and threatened species in a move environmentalists say would lead to the extinction of critically endangered species because of logging, mining, development, and other activities. At issue is a longstanding definition of harm in the Endangered Species Act, which has included altering or destroying the places those species live. Habitat destruction is the biggest cause of extinction, said Noah Greenwald, Endangered Species Director at the Center for Biological Diversity. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and National Marine Fisheries Service said in a proposed rule issued Wednesday that habitat modification should not be considered harm because it is not the same as intentionally targeting a species called take. Environmentalists argue that the definition of take, though, has always included actions that harm species, and the definition of harm has been upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court. The proposed rule cuts the heart out of the Endangered Species Act, Greenwald said. If you say harm doesn't mean significant habitat degradation or modification, then it really leaves endangered species out in the cold. For example, he said spotted owls and Florida panthers both are protected because the current rule forbids habitat destruction. But if the new rule is adopted, someone who logs in a forest or builds a development would be unimpeded as long as they could say they didn't intend to harm an endangered species, he said. The proposed rule was expected to be published in the Federal Register on Thursday, kicking off a 30-day public comment period. Environmental groups will challenge the rule in court if it is adopted, said Drew Caputo, an attorney at Earth Justice. Now this news from Judge Boasberg's court. A federal judge on Wednesday said he has found probable cause to hold Trump administration officials in criminal contempt of court and warned he could seek officials' prosecution for violating his orders last month to turn around planes carrying deportees to an El Salvador prison. The ruling from U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg, whom President Donald Trump has said should be impeached, marks a dramatic battle between the judicial and executive branches of government over the president's power to carry out key White House priorities. Boasberg accused administration officials of rushing deportees out of the country under the Alien Enemies Act last month before they could challenge their removal in court, and then willfully disregarding his order that planes already in the air should return to the United States. The judge said he could hold hearings and potentially refer the matter for prosecution if the administration does not act to remedy the violation. If Trump's Justice Department leadership declines to prosecute the matter, Boasberg said he will appoint another attorney to do so. The Constitution does not tolerate willful disobedience of judicial orders, especially by officials of a coordinate branch who have sworn an oath to uphold it, wrote Boasberg, the chief judge of Washington's federal court. And we close with this story from Allentown. Allentown City Council passed a resolution at its Wednesday night meeting to protect and grant refuge to the LGBTQ+ community in Allentown by proclaiming the city a safe and welcoming haven. Resolution R48 was initially discussed at City Council's Human Resources Administration and Appointments Committee meeting on April 9th, where it received a favorable vote to move forward to the full council. The resolution responds to a record number of discriminatory anti-trans legislative bills and executive orders being proposed and enacted throughout the country, according to council documents. It emphasizes the importance of treating all individuals with fairness, respect, dignity, and full human rights, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. Not a single seat was empty at the council's Wednesday night meeting in anticipation of the resolution's passage, which had full council sponsorship. Multiple public commenters, including members of the LGBTQ+ community, psychologists specializing in transgender affirming care, and state representatives, spoke in support of the resolution before council's vote. That's the news at this hour. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.